Have you ever wondered how children learn and grow? Today, we will explore one of the most important subjects in early childhood education, the child development. Child development is a fascinating subject that explores the incredible journey from infancy to adolescence. One of the most influential figures in this field is John Piaget, a Swiss psychologist who revolutionized our understanding of how children develop cognitively. Today, we will delve into Piaget's theory of cognitive development, exploring the stages children progress through as they build their understanding of the world.
John Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, stressed stages of cognitive development and the unique nature of children's thinking. Children's thinking is qualitatively different from the way adult thinks, and that evolves through a series of hierarchical stages. Children's thinking develops through direct experiences with their environment. He identified four stages starting with birth through adulthood: the sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage.
Piaget's cognitive developmental theory focuses on how a person's thought processes develop and impact their understanding of the world. His theory aims to describe and explain the progression of thought, processes, and mental states in children, as well as how these processes shape their interactions with the world. The first stage of cognitive development is sensory motor stage, 0 to 2 years old. Learning happens primarily through sensory exploration and manipulating objects. During this stage, their understanding of the world is rooted in basic reflexes, senses, and motor responses. For example, when a baby grasps a rattle and shakes it, they're not just playing, they're also learning cause and effect through sensory feedback. This stage is crucial as it establishes a link between actions and their outcomes, laying the foundation for further cognitive development.
Piaget's stage that coincides with early childhood is the pre-operational stage. According to Piaget, this stage occurs from the age of 2 to 7 years old. In the pre-operational stage, children use symbols to represent words, images, and ideas, which is why children in this stage engage in pretend play. For example, a child is able to use an object to represent something else, such as pretending a broom is a horse. The main characteristic of the pre-operational stage are the concept of conserved, egocentric, and dissenter. Children in this stage use symbols to represent their world, but they are limited to experience from their point of view. First is conserved refers to the child's ability to see that an attribute retains basic quantity even if its shape changes. Second is egocentric refers to the child's inability to take on another's point of view because he sees the world only from his own perspective. And last, dissenter refers to the ability to know two or more aspects of objects.
The third stage of cognitive development is concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years old. The period when a child is able to focus on more than one aspect of a situation and think logically, a child may categorize object or data or arrange them in some sort of order. For example, a child may unconsciously follow the rule: if nothing is added or taken away, then the amount of something stays the same.
The fourth stage of cognitive development is formal operational stage. The formal operational stage is the fourth and final stage of Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget's theory of child development. This stage of human cognitive development, typically beginning around age 11 or 12, characterized by the emergence of logical thinking processes, particularly the ability to understand theories and abstract ideas and predict possible outcomes of hypothetical problems. The ability to form an assumption, conduct experiments, analyze results, and use deductive reasoning is an example of formal operational thought. For example, they could hypothesize that increasing sunlight exposure will increase a plant's rate of growth, design an experiment to test this, and then understand and explain the results.
Assimilation is a cognitive process in which individuals incorporate new information into their existing knowledge structures or schemas without changing them. This helps in understanding new experiences by relating them to what is already known. Accommodation, on the other hand, involves altering existing schemas or creating new ones in response to new information or experiences that cannot be assimilated. This process allows for more accurate and comprehensive understanding and adaptation to new situations.
In assimilation, children make sense of the world by applying what they already know. It involves fitting reality and what they experience into their current cognitive structure. A child's understanding of how the world works, therefore, filters and influences how they interpret reality.
Example of assimilation is a child sees a new type of dog that they never seen before and immediately points to the animals and says dog. Another example, a computer programmer learns a new programming language.
Accommodation occurs when existing cognitive schemas or mental frameworks are altered or new schemas are created in response to new information that cannot be integrated into existing schemas. It's a process when a person encounters something that does not fit into their existing knowledge, base, or expectation. They must modify their schemas or create new ones to incorporate this new information.
An example of accommodation is a young child may have an existing schema for dogs. They know that dogs have four legs, so they might automatically believe that all animals with four legs are dogs. When the child later learns that cats also have four legs, they undergo a process of accommodation during this process. Their existing schema for dogs will change and they will also develop a new schema for cats.